You want me to do my intro?
Yes.
Okay. Bonjour, guten Tag. What's up, bruv?
Brandao makes it 3 for the night.
So, my name is Brandao. I played football since I was literally 5 years old. Like, football was my passion, and all I wanted to do was playing football. And I think the first memory that I had, where I realized that, listen, that's what I want to do for a living, is the 2002 World Cup, when I watched the final, Brazil versus Germany. Obviously, I grew up in Germany. I was born there and raised there, and I would consider myself as a German, even though I don't really look like a German, but I speak the language and my whole family lives there. But when Ronaldo scored those 2 goals, and I saw the fans, I saw the people, the passion in their faces, and that's when I really decided, listen, I want to do that. I want to play football in sold out stadiums and stuff. And my mom, she used to be furious at me because as soon as I came home from school, I just dropped my bag and literally just went out straight without eating anything and just played football the whole day. And I would say I was not really talented as a kid. I wouldn't really say that I was talented. I just worked so hard. And I think this working hard mentality just comes from my mother, because my mother always told me that, listen, Brendan, you see the way we live with literally nothing. So if you really want to achieve something, if you really want to help me, you need to work hard in your life. You need to be good at school, and you just need to be able, because there will be so many people, so many circumstances that will bring you down, but you just have to work hard. When did my life change? My life literally changed when I started this YouTube channel. Bonjour, guten Tag, what's up, bro? So today is the day. 180 days challenge to a pro contract is on. Because 3.5 years ago, I will never forget this moment. I was literally just sitting on my couch and I was watching a guy called Nick Humphreys. Shout out to Train Effective, Nick Humphreys. And he did something that I've never seen before. It's called 100-day challenge to a pro contract. So he was trying to sign a pro contract in 100 days. And he literally documented his journey and just literally showed us, the viewers, what he did to sign the pro contract. And for him it didn't work out, but for me it was just wow, that is so interesting. At that time I just moved to England and I was working so many jobs. I worked as a kitchen porter, as a cleaner in McDonald's, I worked as a bartender, I worked in retail. I worked so many jobs because obviously England, London specifically, is one of the most expensive cities in this world. So if you want to be here, you have to literally work and you need to somehow survive. And at that time, when there was this switch in my mind, I was working as a cleaner. I cleaned different apartments, different homes. And one day I was literally just cleaning someone's toilet, literally cleaning someone's toilet. I sat down and I was like, Brendan, is that really what you want to do in your life? Do you really want to just clean toilets? What are you doing? Like, just do something with your life. And that's when this switch came. And as soon as I got home, I was thinking, okay, listen, Brendan, you came to this country to be a professional football player, and you really want to play football. You have to give it your all. And that's when I decided to commit my life to football. And literally, I was like, Brendan, you know what? You want to become a professional football player, but also you want to motivate and inspire other people to believe in their dreams. So that's why at first I was thinking, okay, should I really do that? The same thing that this guy, Nick Humphreys, did, like really document my journey and bring my camera along and just invite other people into my life, into my personal life. And at first I was like, okay, let's just do it. I started to record myself every day, what I do, what I eat. And I started to see that more and more people literally are interested in me, in my life, and they're literally supporting me. When you put yourself out there, obviously, not every single person can like you. There's gonna be people that are not believing in you. There's gonna be people that are trying to bring you down. There's gonna be people that really try to just demotivate you. And that's where you have to just keep going, because instead of focusing on the negatives, you have to focus on the positive stuff. And then obviously it's been a long journey. Like, there were so many ups and downs, so many rejections, like countless rejections. I don't even want to count them. I've traveled to Sweden with absolutely no money, which was just crazy, but a really nice experience, because I just realized how generous people are and how nice people are, which you would never expect. But then I signed my first pro contract, Kidderminster Harriers, which was one of the most beautiful moments that I had. I was so emotional because I've been through so much, and the crazy part is I had it all on camera. Like, I've documented literally over like 500 days of my life to get to that point. And then COVID hit, COVID came, and then things became crazy, not just in my life, but I think in so many people's lives, with the lockdown where you have to stay at home and you can't go outside. You don't know what's going to happen with Kidderminster and with your future, with football, and that's when I and the club decided on mutual consent that for me it's just better to find another team, because when I was there I had 3 managers in a time of like 3 months. Each manager had their playing styles, and the manager at that time, Jimmy Shen, I didn't fit into his playing styles, because at that time I was playing a striker, which is crazy as well. Like, my whole life I played as a centre back, but as soon as I came to England, there's one manager that I had, my first club, Billericay Town, Craig Edwards, he just looked at me at training and asked me, Brendan, have you ever played striker? And I was like, no, like, I play centre back. And then he said, listen, I just want to try you out as a striker because you're tall and your technique is not too bad. So yeah, and then I played in the under 23s match as a striker. First game, scored 2 goals, and that's when I just went from a centre half to a striker. And yeah, and I actually signed my first pro contract as a striker, which I'm very, very proud of. After pandemic, I just said, you know what, I want to give it my all, because I really felt like other countries might be a bit easier to sign a pro contract in the 1st or 2nd division. And that's when I started my all-in challenge, to literally go all in, give it everything you got, and my aim was to sign in a first or second division team anywhere in this world. I was like, okay, I can do this. So when other people are literally at home and locked down, that's where I have to work harder. That's where I have to go out on the field and just work hard, because I know that other people, they might not work as hard as me, especially during this time where people are demotivated, people are not inspired. So that's when I thought, now it's your time to shine. And that's when I put the hard work in. I literally worked and worked and worked. I was like, okay, I have to travel to another country to be able to play first or second division. And that's when I literally one day went to Ryanair and I saw a flight to Romania, £4. And I was like, Romania, mate, I've never been there before. I don't know anyone. I don't know like anything. Is this really going to work out without knowing anything? I'm the type of person, as people know, I always say, when you believe, everything is possible. And that's my belief. And I just thought, you know what, just fly to Romania and Google clubs, show up to clubs. And that's what I did. Showed up at clubs. And then, yeah, people might say it was luck, but I signed for second division team BONJOUR, which had this amazing stadium, and played 15 games. Was such a beautiful experience. And then unfortunately we got relegated. That's when I decided again to go for another challenge and sign for a first division team. And that's when I started road to Liga 1, really approached teams and clubs and went from country to country, went to Turkey, to Hungary, to Bulgaria, and like nothing worked out. And that was one of the toughest times, like, because I just got rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. Out of the blue, received a message from a sports director in a second division team in Iceland, and I thought, yes, of course. Went to Iceland, played second division, but there were just 10 games remaining and the team were bottom of the table. So when I joined them, it was literally just surviving and literally just winning as many games as possible. Yeah, played the 10 remaining games there. Unfortunately, didn't work out as well as we thought it would. We got relegated. And that's when I thought, okay, you know what? I want to literally pursue a lifelong dream that I always had. I want to travel to America. And that's when I traveled to America. And it was a crazy, amazing experience. Like, it was just once in a lifetime experience. And I've been to so many open tryouts, because as I'm here already, like, why not trying it out to literally play professional here in America? And I've been to tryouts, and in my opinion, I've done well, but for some reason, like, it didn't really work out. There were so many stones on my way, and I showed up at clubs as well. Didn't work out. It's just been so tough emotionally, mentally, to go through that phase. And I would say this was the toughest time in my life, because I literally didn't know what to do. You just hear all these people commenting, listen Brandon, you're too old, you can't do this anymore, just give up, and like, you're delusional, and do you really think you can be a pro again, and blah 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 blah. Reading this is not easy, especially when you're this type of person that is on social media, where other people have their opinions on you, on your life, and on what you do, and they judge you for the things you do. And I really felt like a failure, you could say, because I was thinking, Brendan, you're this guy that is trying to inspire and motivate those people, and you signed pro contracts, but every single time you left clubs and teams, and are people really be able to take you as a role model? Because you change clubs like underwear. You travel around and you don't commit to one club. But I always say that I am such an ambitious person, And the only reason why I changed clubs is just simply because we got relegated and I didn't want to play in the third division. I know sometimes you have to take a step back to come 2 steps further, but I just didn't want it to. If you work hard, it will pay off, because hard work always pays off. So me being back in England and not knowing what to do, not knowing what my next step is going to be, I just thought, Brendan, keep training. Even though you don't feel like training, even though you don't know what to do, like just keep training, because as you learned in your life, that opportunities always come when you least expect them. So that's why you never know, you always have to be ready. And that's when one day I just scrolled through my LinkedIn. It's a website where football players, coaches and managers all can connect. And that's when I just saw a random post of a manager who was literally saying, oh, delighted for this new opportunity. That played in the Welsh Premier League, first division, first tier, like highest level. There's nothing above what I always wanted, to play somewhere in the first division. I wrote him a message. This is me, I played there and there, sent him my CV, and the next day, I think, so unexpected, received a message back from him where he was literally saying, listen, pre-season starts in 2 weeks and you can come down, we can have a look at you. And that's where I started to gain hope, because after all these months and weeks of like not knowing what's going to happen, like it was so tough, to get this positive response was so amazing. And that's where I knew, Brendan, now it's now or never. And I worked so hard because I wanted to be ready for this opportunity. And yeah, pre-season started, did pre-season games, played well. After 3-4 weeks of training with the team, of playing games, and this whole team was literally rebuilt with new players coming in. And I felt really good, and that's where the manager literally had this conversation with me after a match and said, Brendan, I want you for my team. I know there's so much more work that we have to do, but I'm willing to do this work. I'm willing to work hard because I'm a hardworking person. After so many years of sacrificing, trying to be an inspiration for so many people, after really just giving it my all, I can finally say that I signed for a first division team in Wales, in the Welsh Premier League, and the hard work starts now. I am so happy, over the moon, to literally get this deal sorted, and a big shout out to my agents. This is the start to an exciting journey, because we're not finished yet. Thanks Team Brandao for you guys, because without you guys it wouldn't be possible. But all I can say is that we keep working hard, we keep believing. The most important thing is, the only opinion that really matters is the one you have of yourself. No matter how many times you get rejected, no matter how many times people tell you you're not good enough, if God says yes, no one can say no. Always remember that, because with men things are impossible, but with God anything is possible. Let this new journey begin.
Well,